Hi, Darin Mangum here, securities lawyer with the law firm of Mangum and Associates. Thanks for watching my YouTube channel. I do like to hop on here to give updates from time to time on what's going on in the SEC world, especially when it comes to uh, matters that are relevant to our clients. We do have a lot of crypto-related clients or people that are selling token assets, and so um, some of the biggest news and you probably already have heard about it, but and I've been commenting on the ongoing long slog litigation between Ripple and the SEC for years, and I have to admit that I'm wrong. I really thought that the SEC was going to, just last them out, but what I couldn't predict is the Trump victory and the big shift in um, more executive control. As I talked about in another video, I talked about evolving executive control by the president, direct control over these agencies. And obviously, Trump is not a fan of over enforcement, and is a big crypto fan, right? So he created the crypto task force. I talked about this in a few months ago, and sure enough, we're seeing the direct effect of the crypto task force on these long, bloody cases that have been dragging out for years. And the only reason why they've lasted this long or been is because both like Ripple in this case had both Ripple and of course the Coinbase case. I've been talking about Coinbase for a long time as well. That case has also been dismissed by the SEC, and so both Ripple and Coinbase, I had totally predicted that sooner or later the SEC is just going to you outlast them. I mean, when you fight the federal government, they've got potentially, theoretically unlimited resources, and just drag it out, drag it out. And unfortunately, smaller companies, smaller issuers, they just don't have the war chest to fight these. Fortunately, Ripple had the war chest, Coinbase had the war chest just to keep on dragging it out. And sure, as luck would have it, I do think if the election last year in the United States had gone the other way, we would not be seeing a settlement of these cases. It would have been still just aggressive enforcement, cracking down. And so here we're seeing not really a retreat, but I think, again, I'm still predicting they will eventually propose some specific regulations related to the crypto space, especially when it comes to exchanges that allows them to fully operate. The interesting thing about this is these cases, even though they've been dismissed, it really hasn't opened up just what we would call a safe harbor. Hey, if you set up a crypto exchange this exact way, then you're totally okay. But essentially, the SEC is dropping these cases. They're essentially saying, hey, we're just going to take a hands-off approach, which is helpful, I think, in the short term. But in the long term, let's say we have a change in power, like as politics has it. 4 years from now, we could see a shift back in the other direction, right? And so I do think the time is right, is for them to move forward. And I think the SEC Crypto Task Force is helping craft some sort of regulatory framework for these crypto exchanges to operate. Which again, we saw the net effect of it. Everybody was moving their to offshore exchanges, which are very lightly regulated. There's not a lot of good standards, not a lot of transparency. Some of these offshore exchanges, they'll take anything that somebody throws up there. And so I do think it's in the long term, to have the United States be a very strong player, a very friendly player as far as allowing these exchanges like Coinbase, Binance, which in the past have just been really, unfortunately, either driven out of business or litigated. Think of the millions and millions of dollars have been spent that could have been used to develop other products and services that they just all have been going to litigation. So I do think it's a positive development. Again, I predicted that Ripple was going to eventually settle or be defeated in court, and basically would have bankrupted the company. Coinbase, kind of the same way, but I think the way they approached it, I think, was very hey, we're just gonna hold our ground, and I think in the long run, you look at some of these larger players, and yeah, I think they definitely have helped to lay the groundwork for some positive developments in the long term. So anyway, that's your Ripple. That's a closing chapter. I think I've got like maybe 4 or 5 videos over the past 5-6 years on Ripple and also these other crypto related companies, and not always has it been pretty, but anyway, this may be my last video about it, because yeah, the court cases settled, and yeah, as soon as we get some more hopefully some legislation proposed out of the crypto task force, I'll definitely jump on here and talk about it. So anyway, thanks for watching my YouTube channel. I appreciate everybody that likes and subscribes and shares this. If you have a client or somebody that, if you're working on a crypto related project, feel free to reach out. We'd love to help you make sure it's 100% compliant and current based on the current SEC rules and so on. So anyway, thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next video. Thank you.